listening to the Lovish Podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Seida Hood, vision architect and licensed therapist. Each week, I'm going to help you to develop the belief and strategy necessary to make an immediate impact on the world by deep diving into topics like mental wellness, faith, relationships, and you guessed it, love. I should mention before we hop into the show, this is not a substitute for a relationship with a licensed therapist. You ready? Let's get it. Welcome back for another episode of the Lovish Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Seida Hood, vision architect and licensed therapist. If you are listening to this on your favorite listening platform, I want to let you know it is another video podcast. So if you would like to watch this instead of listening, please head on over to my YouTube channel at Dr. Seida Hood. How are you feeling today? What's in your mug or your water bottle? Because some of y'all be drinking protein drinks and stuff out here. I just want to give y'all what the vibe is in the studio today. So it's kind of a dreary day. It was raining all night, which made me not want to get up because I love sleeping in the rain. Okay. To me, there's nothing better than like being in bed and the rain going, just like a lazy morning. That feels really good, right? So before I talk about what's in my mug today, the candle, the scent that we have is driftwood and sea salt. That's the smells that we got going in here. And it smells absolutely amazing. If you ever need to kind of set the tone of your space and you are just like maybe struggling to show up for that day, or you just want like a nice chill vibe, light a candle. That's a really simple way to do it. Light a candle. Maybe you keep your lights low and maybe you play some soft music in the background. I used to play smooth jazz instrumental. Shout out to my daddy. Whoop, whoop. He loved jazz music. But I do still play that sometimes, but I also play like lo-fi music, chill lo-fi music. So that's what we have going on. I don't have any music playing because obviously I'm recording the podcast, but also seeing clients. But I am using my BrewMate today, and I have the vanilla cream puff coffee from the donut shop and a perfectly frothed creamer, y'all, from Silk. I don't know if y'all tried Silk, but for those that love Silk milk, they make creamer. They make coffee creamers, and they're really good. So that's what's in my mug. What's in yours? Okay, let's chat. Let's talk about the reason that you should be investing in your dream. You ready? You already know that you might want to grab you a piece of paper or something to take notes with, because I'm just going to give you a couple of tips, a couple of pointers, okay? One of the reasons why you haven't achieved your dream yet is because you're too anxious or you're too scared to invest in it. You haven't actually developed the belief, one, that you're worthy of living the life you can't stop dreaming about because, yes, God did call you worthy. And two, to believe that it is actually possible. So that's one of the first stumbling blocks that you're dealing with. You can't actually see how it's going to happen. So you're struggling to take action towards making it happen. And you are chosen. I don't care what mistakes you've made in the past. I don't care where you find yourself today. Yes, you are chosen. You were handcrafted and handpicked in heaven for such a time as this to impact this generation. That's why your idea is burning inside of your head. That's why you can't stop thinking about it, because you're meant to impact the world in a very specific way. And sometimes I hear, oh, Dr. Seida, it sounds like you're talking to business owners. And I really don't have a business or a project that I'm trying to pour into right now. I'm just a mom, or I'm just an employee, or I'm just this, and I have no desire to be an entrepreneur. And if the stuff that I say resonates with you, then I'm talking to you, because being a mom is very important. Being an employee is very important. Those are still very important roles that people rely on you for, and you have to be at your A game for. So if the stuff that I say resonates with you, then it is for you. Your dream lifestyle could be that you want to drink all your water, be at the gym, organize your household in a fashion that everybody in your family is happy, that your relationships are flowing smoothly. That's still major. That's still something that is really important and something that takes work to map out the steps to get there based on wherever you are now. So, whether it is a project that you're working on or whether it's a lifestyle shift that you're working on, it still matters. And lifestyle and project go hand in hand. So, if this is resonating with you, then I'm talking to you. When I talk to my visionary clients, I work with them in 4 domains. And those domains include mental, spiritual, physical, and financing. So I teach visionary clients about living a lifestyle of wellness, showing up confidently in any environment that they step into, and then using their influence to increase their impact. So, in order to do this, you have to be investing in yourself in these 4 domains. When you invest in these 4 domains, you will inevitably see your life transform before your eyes. So, I want to give you a couple of examples of investments in these 4 domains. You ready? Mentally, healing from trauma. Come on, y'all saw that one coming. I'm a whole therapist. Healing from trauma is a mental investment, right? Journaling is a mental investment. Writing out your dreams in your journal, mental investment. Spiritual, fasting, praying, bathing your vision in prayer so that God can breathe life into that thing. Physically caring for your temple so that you have the strength, the energy, the capacity, the space to invite creativity in and be able to produce at the intended level. And I say at the intended level because I don't want you at high productivity mode if it means you're running your body ragged. Again, our goal here is to be functioning well, to have an abundance of overflow, right? Abundance means overflow, abundance or overflow in these 4 domains. And financially, getting your finances in proper order and maintaining proper order so this is not a stumbling block to your dreams. Because let's be honest, all dreams, you need money to make it happen, right? And sometimes I run into clients that are so frustrated. They're like, you know what? I feel like I've taken 10 steps forward, but 5 steps back because I saw this really big push forward in, accomplishing my dream, accomplishing my vision. But now I feel like I'm stuck and I'm not doing enough because I am only working on losing weight or only working on healing from trauma, or you fill in the blank with all the other domains. And I explained to them, here's how we break this down. Mentally, if you can't get your brain in the right headspace to be able to creatively dream of the plans, see the vision, work on it, and pull it out and get it to where it's supposed to be in a tangible space, then you have mental work to do first. And when you're doing that mental work, that is still work that pushes you closer to your dream lifestyle. So all the domains are important. I was talking with one of my visionary clients the other day, and I was so excited for her and all the progress that she's made because we took a second and we reflected on where she started at and where she is today. So when she first came to me, I can remember that very first appointment, she was so anxious. She was filled with a lot of emotion. And she showed up to the space and she was like, I want to work to fight against racial inequalities, but I'm really scared to show up in this space because I'm a white woman. And I'm scared that I might offend you if I say everything that I feel like I need to say, but I still was brave and I booked you because I felt like you were the best person to help me. And I was like, you get to exist. You get to exist because your voice brings a unique spin on it. Everybody fighting racial inequality does not need to be Black. We need people that are also of other races to help fight racial inequality. I want you to remember that you get to be who you are and to impact systemic oppression from your unique lens. There is a reason that it is a burning desire in your heart to go out and fight against this. And it's because you bring a unique spin to it. And so I'm telling you the exact same thing today. You bring a unique spin to whatever it is that you're dealing with. So once we got past that initial thing, then we had to toss out other mindset trash on whether she actually had the capabilities to see her dream come to life. So here's what her dream was. She wanted to establish a program that directly challenged racial inequalities at a major university, and I'm talking about a major university that receives billions of dollars every year, right? And she wanted to do this, offering $7,000 for this program. I said, get somebody else to do it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that, but y'all get the gist. But I was like, no, 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 no. Do you want to make an impact, or do you want to be stressed and overworked and barely making it? And this is all kind of tangled up with belief, confidence, and all of that in one big ball. And she was really nervous. But again, we went back to that belief. We went back to the domain of like, okay, spiritual epiphany she told me she had. We went back to all of those things. Physically, she got sick for a while there. So all of those domains we had to work on. And then she came back and she said, okay, I've got a number that I want to take to them. I said, okay, go ahead and present that number to them. She presented that number to them and she secured a contract for $150K. From 7,000 to 150K. That's 21 times what she was planning on offering. And she wouldn't have been able to do that had she not taken the time to invest in herself. Belief is so important. Strategy is so important. Confidence is so important. Each of these domains is really important. So we did work in each of these domains, and she was literally able to see the type of impact, the level of impact, the depth of impact come to life simply because she chose to invest in herself. Because she was brave enough to show up with tears, to show up with a little bit of anxiety into the space and say, you know what? This is what I want to fight. This is what I feel like I'm here to do, but there's all this stuff that's in the way, and I can't get past the stuff. So it's important to invest in yourself in those areas. And the big question, right? The big question to answer, why? Why? Because your dream is going to cost you something. There is a sacrifice or sacrifices that are required to see your dream actually come to life. Again, you have to do away with the old person that you were. Why? Because it requires a new level of sacrifice, a new level of giving of yourself, new habits being developed, new language you're learning how to speak. All of these things are important. All of these things help transition your dream from here to the tangible reality, and you're living your dream and you're seeing the impact and you're seeing how deep things go. But you can't get there without investing in it. So you can start to invest. You can start to invest for free. You can, listening to this podcast is an investment, right? That's a free way to invest. You can invest by finding other YouTube videos. You can invest by finding journaling prompts online that help you dig deep in either the mental area or writing down business goals or project goals or vision. You have to start though. You have to start. That's the most important thing. So you have to do like this particular client. Be brave enough to believe that it's actually possible, or it might be possible, and show up and do the work. I remember several times with me being terrified to invest, right? Terrified to invest in myself, terrified to take the next step because let's be honest, the dollars weren't there, right? But then at some point, you have to move beyond whether you have the money or not and have a mindset of like, how can I create this money? Where can this money come from? How can I get creative about generating this money? And every single time that I've been nervous, anxious, bubble guts on thinking about an investment, it has paid off. I can remember my very first large investment. It was large for me at the time, $500. $500 to invest for someone to show me how to successfully run a course in my practice. Now, the woman, I'm so glad I got in with her, okay? Because now she doesn't charge $500. Now she charges over $2,000 to teach people that. And she deserves to charge that. Why? Because her strategies work. They actually work. I still get calls to this day for the course, the workshop, the group that I did back in 2016. 2016, I did that. So that $500 investment has paid for itself over and over and over and over and over and over and over. When you invest, you're sowing a seed into your future. Okay. You are setting future you up for success. You are carving out a lane for future you to thrive. Again, whether that is an investment spiritually, whether that is an investment mentally, whether it's financially, whether it is physical. When you go to the gym and you put in work, that's an investment. That's an investment to build up your muscles and for the longevity of your temple. When you eat and you feed your body nutritious foods that help it, that's an investment in your health so that you're not paying for that later on down the line. When you rest, when you sleep, it's an investment for the next day so that you can be functional, so that you invite creativity into the space. When you heal your trauma, that's an investment because it opens up room mentally for other stuff to exist as opposed to trauma clouding the way that you see the world. So it's important. It's important that you invest in your dream. It's important that you take it seriously because if you don't take it seriously, if you don't take your project seriously, your business seriously, that desire to be an amazing mom who lives this certain lifestyle that you can't stop dreaming about, if you don't take that seriously, nobody else will. If you don't take that seriously, you're not going to take the steps to invest in it. And again, I want to say that you are chosen. You are worthy. You were called for such a time as this. So don't be afraid to invest in you. It's time to talk about what I've been loving. Product recommendations, shout outs to family and friends, and overall gratitude. Let's get into it. Okay, welcome back to another What I've Been Loving. This week, I have been loving the Brewmates, okay? The Brewmates have been bae. Now, I know y'all see these Stanley Cups all over the place, right? But I don't got nothing against the Stanley Cup. I just have seen Brewmate longer, and Brewmates are literally leak proof, right? So I've got water in here. Y'all hear it. And I've got hot coffee in there. And it ain't coming out, okay? And it really does keep your drinks warm or cold. So I've been loving that because I've been hydrated, staying hydrated. Oh, and they have a gym cup, and I have that too. So I've been staying hydrated and my coffee don't get cold, y'all. I've been loving the simplicity of the Brewmate. And what does that do? Me hydrating myself, because y'all know I talk a lot. I talk a lot because that's my profession, to talk a lot, okay? And I need to stay hydrated so that my throat is not dry, my lips not dry, etc., etc. So that's what I've been loving this week. What have you been loving? If you enjoyed today's episode, share the love. Share it with your mama, share it with your auntie, share it with your best friend, and then head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. Reviews help the podcast to grow. And if you enjoyed this episode this week on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and meet me here every single week. Okay? All right, that is all I have for you today. I'll see you out in these social media streets. Bye.